What makes a great deal when it comes to making real estate investments? You want to love how I break down the real math on transactions. My real estate team has done $1.5 billion in transactions over the past few years. And I would say 99% of agents have no clue how to do this kind of math, especially investors to some degree and home buyers, most importantly. So it's going to get a breakdown of what makes a good deal versus not a good deal if you're buying for cash flow, appreciation as an investment. Now, keep in mind, if you're buying a home just to live in it, this math doesn't matter. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, and he owns like the third largest mobile home park in America. So like he's really successful. It's like when you buy real estate, you can either buy it for yourself or as an investment, but you can't have both at the same time. Every so often, if you buy a home, a multi-family, duplex, quadplex, you can make it work into house hacking. But more often than not, the real goal of buying any kind of real estate, from single-family homes to commercial real estate complexes, facilities, and so forth, all come down to cap rate, which is capitalization rate, which is the fancy way of saying what is my return on this property. And to find cap rate, we need two different numbers. One is our NOI. This is net operating income. This is our first section here. So if I make it really easy for you guys to see what I'm talking about, I have net operating income. And net, as it sounds, is everything after expenses. So if I have my mortgage, and I have my taxes, and all the different scenarios, and my expenses, what is left afterwards, including depreciation. So my NOI is super, super important. Our next point of value here is going to be property value, or most importantly, purchase price. What did I pay personally for this house? Because the home could be worth $1 million, but I bought it for $500,000 instead. It's going to change my math greatly. So more important than property value is your purchase price, NOI, net operating income. And the way for us to find out what is my cap rate allows me to see what kind of returns do I expect to get and how much risk is involved, which is very, very crucial. Normally, if I have a low cap rate, that means I have low returns, but also lower risk. So sometimes in really stable markets, it's good to do. If I have a really high, NOI strategy for my cap rate, I'm going to have a more robust returns, but I'm going to be super anxious all the time because it's kind of risky. So this is how you break down this in real time though. So we have a math here. So I don't confuse you guys, I'm making a number right there. Let's say my net operating income for a property is $80,000. So I find a house or a property or complex or so forth worth $80,000, meaning that after all is said and done, it brings in $80K per year of income to you. That sounds good so far. Who wants that? There are deals like that right now in this marketplace you can find pretty easily. Here in Austin, Texas especially, there are tons of places you can find these kind of opportunities super quickly. And those who are watching right now, don't forget, if you need help buying or selling real estate in all 50 states, 24 different countries, we're here for you. My real estate team has done $1.5+ billion in transactions over the past few years. And a lot of my clients are investors, luxury clients, and so forth. And I actually break down the math for you, make sure it's super done correctly. From the CMAs, evaluations, doing the due diligence, everything, make sure the deal you're buying is the best, whether it's personal use or as an investment. That being said, if my deal makes me $80,000 per year, and for easy math, my goal is to make 8%. 8% cap rate is a pretty good number. Anything above 6% is okay. Because 6%, you're pretty much on par to the stock market. In the past 50 years, on average, the stock market has made people around 6% per year. And inflation is like 8 to 9%. So if I can beat that, that's my goal. A great return for this would be 10%. If I find that home is worth 10%, that is magic. But easy math here. Let's say that my home that you just bought as an investment or complex is worth $1 million. That means that my cap rate, after all said and done, is 8%. Does this make sense, guys? Down below, smash that like button, tag your friends, share this video if this makes sense to you guys on what this number breaks down to be like. My cap rate in this regard is 8%, meaning I divide my NOI of $80,000 by this $1 million price point I just bought this house for, complex for, give me 8%. Now, let's say we want to change things up though. Let's say the same exact house worth $1 million, but I now can find a deal that is, instead of being worth an $80K breakdown per year, it gives me $120K per year. This would change my 8% cap to 12%. Again, I'm just dividing math, really easy math here. Now it's 12% that I have as my returns. If I go down to $60,000, I have a 6% cap rate. This tells me if my math is good or not. If I have 12%, you're doing amazing. 10 to 20% is like world class, great investment. Keep that property. But here's the thing. This can be affected in two different ways. One way it can be affected is if I can buy a property. Let's say I bought this property that had an $80K NOI, but I improved the landscaping. I improved the management. I improved systems and processes. By doing that, I could push that price up to a $120K per year income. If it took me $20K to do that, my NOI for that year moving forward would be a 10% on year one, and on year two would be 12% moving forward. I spent $20,000 to fix up the landscaping, my management, my staff, and so forth. Meaning that my return on investment that first year was 10%, moving forward is 12%. Now it's an amazing grand slam deal. This makes sense, guys? Does this sound good? And this is how you can analyze deals moving forward, is doing cap rates. Now, there are tons of equations when you're doing real estate transactions. You have cap rate. You have your flip calculator on by below 7% market value and so forth. All these things make up a good or bad deal. The rule of thumb, though, is using cap rates. And the easy way to do this, if you don't want to get bogged down by all this math, but you have ChatGPT now to do this for you, just a side note. But I can say if this property, let's do live time actually. Let's say I bought the same property in today's marketplace for $1 million, and I have a 6.5, actually say 6% interest rate, which is pretty lower than it should be, but 6% mortgage rate. My monthly payments on a house or a complex or anything like that, if I have it be $1 million investment, I have a 6% rate on that investment deal. It's going to cost me to hold that property after PITI, principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, around $7,200 per month. Meaning, if my cap rate is below $72,000, below $86,000 per year, I'm losing money. So don't think by itself that cap rate is enough to do the due diligence. That is one part of the equation. Because having a 10% cap rate or 8% cap rate, if I broke it down to how it was before, if I have $80,000 NOI, again, this is already accounting for my mortgages too. So I'm already accounting for everything. So you should use cap rate for everything you want to do. But if I'm not doing cap rates and I'm trying to do math by itself, this is how I would do it. So two ways to do this is cap rate. Cap rate means I already know my NOI, net operating income, after all said and done. Not gross, net. But let's say I can do this math from scratch to find my NOI. This is the goal of this one. I want to find what my NOI is, and that's how I do this too. This house has a 6% cap rate, interest rate. It cost me $1,700 per month to have, which would give us around down to $85,000 per year in expenses. But that is just going to be expenses in terms of my mortgage, taxes, insurance, or those things. Let's say if I'm doing Airbnb or long-term rentals and so forth, I'm going to add in an extra, let's say, $500 per month to the scenario for operating costs. Operating costs, another $500 per month. This gives me $6,000 per year. Bonus. And again, I'll make it super, super easy for you guys to just do the math for simplicity's sake. Let's say it's $5,000. And this would give us $90,000 a year in NOI. $9,000 in expenses. And if I can rent out this house though for, let's say my math here is $1,700 a month. If I can lease out this place by doing with a strategy for $9,000 per month, my math then goes minus 90K means I'd have $18K of NOI. Okay, it cost me $108K to make profit. My NOI is $18K. That is not enough. That means that my returns is 1.8%. So for me to get NOI of a high enough value, I want to find a way to lease this house out. Instead of $9K per month, I'm going to lease it out for $14K per month. This is how you will increase your operations, you will increase your staffing, landscaping, so forth, improve apartment complexes in the house. Normally, cap rate is going to be used more often than multifamily properties, but also single-family homes as well too. Single-family homes, easiest math to do is this. On this one side, I'm going to find out how much I rent out for, how much I charge per month, and then what's my profit afterwards. This is how you find NOI though. So in this example here, if I'm doing $14K per month now, my math is 168, I ran up to 170. So we'll divide this, minus this by 170K. That means that my NOI in this regard, to have that kind of rent now, is $80K. So now we have 80K of NOI. And now my math is here. Now it's 8%. So for me to have 8% cap rate on a property worth $1 million, and my interest rate is at 6%, meaning I have $1,700 a month for my property taxes, insurance, mortgage, and so forth, and my expenses now $85,000 per year, plus operating costs $500. It's probably higher than that if it's going to be commercial properties, but if it's going to be single family, $500 for cleaning is more than doable. It's $90K per year if you follow along with this. And if my rent that I can charge per month is $14,000 per month, that's $170K, technically $168 per year. If I subtract 170 by 90, I have $80,000 left over, meaning that my NOI, net operating income, is now going to be $80,000. And then Melanie said, if this feels overwhelming or confusing, just have us. We can help you run the numbers on your properties. Exactly. I do this for my clients every single day. I will run numbers, do all the math for you, help you find tenants, help you sell the property at the best price, buy at the best price as well. Last year alone, I saved one of my clients on a $1.2 million house over $362,000. Who wants that, right? We did CMAs, both in the math for them. This is personal use. But again, if I'm doing that kind of savings for my homeowners, I do the same kind of stuff for my investors as well. About another half of my other investor clients that they flipped, we bought it, I believe 100K below market value. So they'll almost automatically guaranteed to make a profit. So if I can save 100K on this point, my cap rate will go up, 1%. But that one small little tweak, by us having a better savings with them. So when you're doing your NOI calculations for cap rate, it's not just your NOI, it's also what you bought it for. Because I can find a property that has an $80,000 NOI after doing my math. If I can save another 50K, 100K on that, it adds more returns for us. But that's how you do the math right here. So again, to make it super, super simple, walk you through it one more time. I know it is kind of a lot to go through. My cap rate is based on two things. It is NOI, which is net operating income. It is net after all expenses and everything else. And then I have PP, purchase price. What did I buy this property for? I bought this property for $1 million, and I'm using it for Airbnb or the wedding venue or so forth, or some kind of long-term rental premium because it's in a great location, and I buy it at a discount more than likely, and I can charge $14,000 per month, which is double my mortgage, and for operating costs as well, probably a little higher than that, I'd walk away with $80,000 per year in profit. And this allows me to have an NOI of 80K, divide this by $1 million, which is 8% cap rate, meaning I'm beating out on most of the markets out there. I'm outperforming the stock market, I'm outperforming the 401k and mutual funds and so forth by a lot. Now, you can find ways to get to doing more exponential over time, because here's the thing. When you're buying properties, your cap rate has a few different phases. One phase of cap rate is going to be the 1 to 10 year timeline. Because for 10 years to owning a property, your mortgage will drop down so you pay them into interest on that house. Meaning that my cap rate will go from 8% to 12, 15, 16%. And then this also does not include appreciation. So right now, if I'm in cash flowing 14K per month, I'm also going to appreciate the house by 7 to 15% on the high end, normally on 10% per year added to this. So at $1 million, I should see 100K per year in appreciation. That's the goal right here as well. So the final math It's way more than just going to be average numbers. So why should you let me down below? Do hashtag investments. And I'll help you guys for free break down an investment deal for you guys. I hope you're looking at for yourself. I'll do the comps for you, run the numbers for you, see the cap rate, make sure it's a good deal for you moving forward, that we have a good investment. Again, buying real estate is two things. One, you can make money up front, month over month over month. Or if you think long term, that is when you can really make a lot of money as well. So long term, if you hold a property long enough, it will always win for you. Because it will win by appreciation and win by cash flow. Now, as the last thing I'm going to say to this, your cap rate will depend on what you're looking for. So you're looking for a 6% cap rate. That means that you're more concerned on a safe investment. They know a payoff for you in the long term. And if it's going to be a property that has an 8, 10, 12, 15, 20% tax cap rate, it's going to be way more risky. And it might take you way more time to do that. And things can change super quickly, but you're in it for cash flow. So when you're doing your whole cap rate, decide what's more important to you. Is it cap rate? Is it going to be your cash flow or is it going to be your appreciation? You can't have both for this real estate, but it's going to be the main more of the thesis though. But again, this is how you understand a good deal. What is a good deal? It's cap rate. Find something higher than 7%. Is the overall theme I've used all the time. Find something better than 7%. And guys, don't forget, tag your friends down below. Share this video. Who do you know will love this kind of content? I go live for you guys every single week, Monday and Friday. Bring you the best content when it comes to real estate, finances, entrepreneurship, marketing, branding, and so much more. So you guys the edge that you need to come from a top player to world class in your field. As always, Elite Edge Podcast. We're here for you guys. Have the best of yet. Make sure you drop some likes down below. Tag your friends, share this video. And if you need help with buying or selling real estate, we're coming in all 50 states and 24 different countries. We are one of the top agents in the whole country with $1.5 billion transactions for a team of 100 plus agents across the country. So again, talk to you guys soon. Have the best day yet. Thanks for watching.